Morning guys, how's it going? Welcome back. So it's currently the 1st of February 2020, which means that the UK has just left the EU last night at 11 o'clock. So, a little bit hungover today because I was out celebrating with the fam last night. Really good night. Cool. So, update of the week. I feel great today. I mean, a little bit hungover because of last night, but I've had some kind of divine thoughts this week about life. That sounds so big-headed, but I've learned to recognize what thoughts are divine and what thoughts are, you know, like addictions or not divine thoughts, or like something that habitual negative things. It sounds like I'm talking a load of arse right now, but let me explain it. So I was listening to Elliot Hulse, and what he was saying about fasting was that when you're feeding yourself constantly, apparently in the Bible or something, it says that when you're feeding yourself too much, you lose that connection to the God, or you lose the ability for clear thoughts, which is kind of interesting because there's kind of a synchronicity in my life where I was thinking about God actually, which is pretty deep. I was thinking about God a lot and being with God and what that meant, and what I think that means is to be on the type of consciousness where, you know, that type of consciousness where you just feel good, you're relaxed, no stress, happy, and you're carrying and giving like good emotions. And I think that to me is being with God. There's deeper reasons as to why I think that as well, but that's for a different video. So that's something I learned this week, was what I'm going to try and do is to keep away from scoffing myself. Well, I'm just in the middle of getting my first place. Yeah, I'm just in the middle of trying to get my first place, and when I move in, that's when I'm going to start to cut, you know, for my goal of getting down to 10% body fat. I'm going to start to cut on the 1st of March, hopefully that's when I move in. Right now I'm still in a bit of a bulking phase, I'm getting stronger, it's all going well, touch wood. But yeah, that's one thing I'm going to try when I start to cut, and I'll keep you updated and just update as to how I feel and whether it's working for me or if it's not working that well. But I think he's got a point there, and I'll keep you guys updated. So first thing I've done this week is kind of learn to assess my thoughts, evaluate them, see if they're beneficial to me, see if it's you know, divine, if you want to call it that. The second thing I found, which is just on quality of life and feeling good about yourself, is it sounds like you hear it all the time, but if you actually start to implement it, it's totally different. So if you actually just do what you want to do, I know it sounds like selfish, blah blah blah, but you know, you get those intuitions and those feelings where it's like, oh, I want to do this today, I want to do that, but I can't do that because, I don't know, I want to eat this food, I've got to go there, or someone else has wanted me to, that's my phone, yeah, that's it again, whatever. So I can't do this because someone else wants me to do that. I can't do this because I'm lazy. I can't do this because I feel tired. What I've noticed is just ignore that, just do it, and then that's kind of you following your free will and expressing yourself, because that's what you want to do, and ultimately expressing yourself. I don't know, it just, there's something about expressing yourself. This is why I like doing these YouTube videos, because it makes you feel like your human potential is being fulfilled and you're leaving your mark on this world. so that's kind of where I'm at the minute. The thoughts I've been going through my head this week is kind of trying to improve yourself in that regard, doing what I want to do. I've kind of, through actions, made it clear recently that not in a selfish way, but I need to do this to feel fulfilled and do these certain things. One of the things that I did was the Krav Maga second session. I've decided what I'm going to do now, because in the last video I was talking about, I don't know whether I should do Krav Maga because there's no sparring, and also the culture isn't there. But on the other hand, if I was to do, say, boxing or Muay Thai, if I get knocked out a few times, then that's my brain cells gone and potential of CTE. And one of the reasons I'm doing this video is to try and improve my speech and improve my brain and try and optimize my mentality, which I think I'm doing quite successfully at the minute. So I think with the Krav Maga not sparring, still learning how self-defense, it's more of like the philosophy of how to go about self-defense that I'm learning, like things that sound simple after just one session, like you gotta keep your distance. Distance is your friend, basically, unless obviously you've got to go into them, and then it's close counters, elbow, eye, jab. We learned last session, we learned how to groin kick, which sounds like obvious. Everyone knows how to kick a groin, but what we learned was how to know when to go for it, what distance, how to get the law on your side as well, and making it appear to the law that it actually is self-defense. It's also to do with your stance, how you go about it. We also learned how to strike as well. So basically the combo that we learned was kick in the groin, knee in the groin, and then the jabs. Fun, really fun, enjoying it. But that still doesn't answer the question which I want, which I need. See, this is one of my needs right now, which I want to fulfill, is to be in that culture of, you know, progression with the belts and stuff like that. So what I'm going to do is combine Krav Maga and Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. So I've had no response as of yet from this called Game Fight Jiu-Jitsu in Leeds. One of my hairdresser, the guy I've had the past few times, he's a regular member of it, and me and him got chatting, and he said I should just join up to it, and I was like, all right, I'll keep it in mind. And now I've come to the decision that I actually do want to join up, so I've given them a message. I'll keep you updated with how that goes. But this is all in the learning new skills and expressing a part of yourself, which is one of my goals for 2020. Good, so that's going well. Financial goals, investing. Well, what if you were to look at the markets on the 1st of February 2020? So if you look at the markets for the 1st of February 2020, which is today, and the past week, the crypto market has been going up, so it's given me some confidence in my investments. The thing that I'm getting is a temptation to sack off, because one of the things I wanted to do was be diverse in my, I need to relook over my goals. That's why I'm doing this, of what kind of portfolio I want to have. And I'm getting tempted to just put all my money in on this one thing, because I think this has got the best chance of success. And if it does succeed, it'll be great. It'll be great. So I'm just too tempted to just, you know, sack off some ulterior long-term stocks and shares and buy this one cryptocurrency, which is IOTA. Trust me, I've got plenty anyway of that. So if that goes up, like, winning. But it's always to get that greedy need of just like, oh yeah, just another 100 quid, just another 50 quid. Like, that's what I'm like with this investment thing. It's like an addiction almost. I I want to help my future self so much. I'm living like on really low expenses at the minute to invest loads of money, which I guess isn't a bad thing. And hopefully, if I'm doing it correctly right now, Jesus, if I'm doing it correctly right now, then give it 10 years, it should be a good base. So that's that is the investment. That's the investment side. The investment's doing well. I've made what I'm planning on doing. I was talking to Matt at work, great guy, and he was telling me he's just bought gold. And I'm open about to buying gold. I've lost a load of money on gold in the markets in the past because I didn't know anything about it. B, trading 212 sold. So I bought like kind of shares in the market of gold with a lot of money. So I'll tell you the story. So Trump election 2016, was it November or October? It was right after Brexit, the Brexit election. And what I noticed in the Brexit election was that the stocks plummeted. The stocks plummeted and then went straight back up again after. And I was like, Trump is basically going to just imitate this exact thing. The stock market and the NASDAQ over in the USA is going to imitate this exact thing because these experts, they want to scare people because of uncertainty, and they've not got no belief or true belief in what is to come or the potential, you know. So I kind of knew that was going to happen again. So what I did was, I had like, it's a bit of a gamble. The first part paid off loads. I had like maybe 400 quid left in my bank account, which was from student loan, which was rent money. And stupidly, because I'm a little bit of a risk taker, and back then I was also naive, stupidly I put all of it on the market to go down. It went down. I got about 2 grand just in about 15 minutes, and then I knew it was going to go back up, so I put all of it back on for it to go back up. Made another like, I don't know how much I made, 4 grand. So I was absolutely buzzing. And then I should have just stopped there and just cashed out and then put it all in Bitcoin. Because back then Bitcoin was 600 quid. So I had some Bitcoin when it was 600 quid, sold that stupidly, got back in at like 1,000 something. But yeah, so after that I put all of that money, invested it in gold just on that night, because I was like, oh yeah, gold should go up as well. Didn't know anything, didn't have any rationale as to why. Gold didn't go up, gold went absolutely just down. That like 5 grand that I had, all the way down to basically 0. And then it got so far down, trading 212 just closed it, just sold it off. So I made a huge loss. Instead of just waiting for it to go back up again, it sold it for me. So I literally went to bed, because me and my mate Elliot, we were having presidential burritos at uni. We made some burritos, watching the election. And so in the UK time, the election must have been about like 4 in the morning, 5 or something. Stayed up, watched it. Kind of buzzing, to be fair, that Trump got elected. I was like, yes, that's sick. And before I went to bed, popped on gold. Woke up in the morning, no money. Fucking absolute shitmare, absolute nightmare. That's actually where one of my principles comes from, which is don't invest in anything that you don't understand, because that's what I did there. I didn't understand it and I lost a load of money. So yeah, that's just a nice little story, but this is also why I also don't want to get too greedy on one thing, because I got too greedy on the gold, didn't understand it, screwed me up basically. So that's why I wanted to keep on this diversification of investments, which I just like feel more comfortable with. So yeah, that is my video for this week, the weekly update. I'm enjoying doing these videos. I may so I may actually start doing more of these videos, just like maybe 2 a week, just because I like them. And I don't know what it is, like the expression of yourself, it's good. And yeah, that's me for this week, so I will catch you on the flip side next week. Adios.